I just wanna make a quick video to explain a bit what to expect on different different filaments, different nozzles, and different flows, just to show you guys a bit how that impacts on how soft one of these inserts is. So this is my testing device that I usually use. 5-pound weight, and this is a shape of 1.9 wheel, so I just put things on top and see how they squish. I usually have a 2-pound weight that I change. We're gonna do it with the 5 pounds only, just to show the difference among them. Usually 5 pounds is kind of a lightweight rig. Like they do though have 4 wheels, so this is not representative. But if you're in a hill climb situation where the rig is really, standing, like almost 5 pounds will go into one wheel. So it still, works to check that edge case when you are in a step climb or those sort of situations. So I have many different prints. These are all test prints that I've done in the past. So this is Overture 95A TPU. This is, I think it's called Giro, something like that. It's also on Amazon, really cheap, really bad. I think it's not 95 hardness, it's probably higher. It says 95, but it feels like a 98, but still, something that you can use. And then all these black ones are printed in Ninja Tech 85A, so way softer, right? So I just want to show you guys very quick what happens when I put them here and how they squish differently, okay? So let's start with this one. This one, it's Overture, as I said. This was printed with a 3mm nozzle. By the way, all of these were printed with a 5mm nozzle. There's only one that was not. And this one was at 100% flow. And what I call this medium firm. These are not firm because to get firm, I usually do 0.4 millimeter nozzle, but this was at 0.3 millimeter nozzle with 100% flow. So 0.3 nozzle, like still, 100% flow, still soft, but you can hear that. You can hear how the filament is making, strengths when it's squished. And there's resistance because of that. So this is not that soft. So if I mount my testing device here, give me 1 second. Should have put this somewhere else. There we go. So if I put my testing device, and this side is just there against the table, so it's not all the 5 pounds going against this wheel insert. There it is, and this is the squish that we get. If you see, the only squish that we get was 5 pounds. So since we have the other side on the table, probably half of that weight is going into this insert alone. So we are having like almost, let's say, 3 pounds against the insert right now. I basically see that the outer layer is the only one squishing. The other 2 layers are stable. They're not squishing at all. So this is a firm insert for me. So this would be really good for the rear wheels, where you need support when climbing a hill and you don't want too much squish on the back. You want support, so it will push the rig to climb instead of rolling back. So this is usually what you want on the rear wheels. Now let's do the same with the soft one. This one is again the same model, printed with 0.3 nozzle, but with 90% flow, so it's way softer. It's still, you still hear the sound when you press it. It's not completely, it could be even softer, but I think this is probably the perfect softness for most crawling applications. So what happened when you install this? I need to find a better way to mount this with one hand. So here it is. So if you see the outer layer is completely compressed. Let me put this table. Completely compressed, and this layer here, the zigzag pattern, is starting to collapse. So that's what we want. So this is a softer overall tire. Tire insert. So, and if we make it, like that, if we put more weight in it, it will actually collapse quite a lot. So this is a soft one for me. Now this is a soft one in 95 Overture, right? In Ninja Tech, this one would be way softer, and I'll show you guys that out right away. Before moving to that one, I'll just show what happened when I with this one more time. And you see, barely let me just centralize this, barely squishing the second one, and if you put it like that, it still compresses quite a bit. Okay, so that's what you would get with a 0.3 nozzle on Overture. This is 0.3 nozzle with YOYI YOYI. I'm not gonna test it because it's basically the same outcome, but it's a bit harder. I just want to show you guys the difference between Ninja Tech and Overture. So this is the exact same model as that one, printed in 0.3 nozzle with 90% flow with Ninja Tech. I think it's hard to see, but this thing is almost, you can almost see through the filament. Like if I have a backlight, you will see through the filament, that thing is. And this thing doesn't sound at all. Like, look how soft it is. Like, it doesn't sound when I press it. There's no resistance. There's the filament is not breaking or making that sound when I press it compared to Overture. And it's extremely soft. And it's not temperature resistant. Look how soft it is. Like, it's crazy soft. So this is the same. This is the same print as this one. They are the exact same model, printed the exact same way. The only difference, this is Overture 95A and this is Ninja Tech 85A. Let's see what happened when we put it in our testing device. Look at that. Like this. Let me try to center this out. See if I can get it stable. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like if you see here, the thing is, touching the table there, so it's less weight coming into this wheel. And look at that. This completely collapsed the first two layers, and the first layer, which should be the strongest, is barely holding up. Like, it's starting to collapse already, but the second layer is completely collapsed. So that's what you get with Ninja Tech. It's extremely soft. This is what I think this is probably softer than the folks from the Three Brothers. That is very soft, right? And this I believe is even softer than that. Like, it will completely collapse. This was printed the same way as that one, 0.3 nozzle. Now this one was printed with 0.4 nozzle in Ninja Tech, and you can see that it's not as soft, but still very soft, even though it was printed in 0.4 nozzle. But what happened when we put it on the testing device? So, well, this wheel is a bit bigger because it's 1.5, but just to show you, it's not completely collapsing. You see that the second layer there, it is squishing, but it's not collapsing completely like the super soft one. It's actually holding pretty well. It's collapsing a bit, but not that much. So that's the difference between Ninja Tech and 85A, and that's the results that you want to get depending what filament you're using. So Ninja Tech is extremely soft. If you're getting a hard outcome, like a firm insert from Ninja Tech 85A, you're probably adding too much too much material, and you're probably over extruding, or you're using a nozzle that's letting too much filament go through. This one is a 2.2 insert with Ninja Tech. Like this thing again, 0.3. Look how soft it is. Like it will completely deform immediately. So what happened when we put it on the testing device? I need a better way to do this with one hand. Okay, there it is. Again, completely collapses. The only thing that doesn't collapse is the first layer, which is designed to not to. Like it has straight lines, so it should make most of the strength to support it. But the third and second layer are completely collapsed. The same thing that was happening with this one, right? These two are printed with the same way. It's just different size. So yeah, if you have a rig that's like 5 pounds overall, and you're having 4 of these wheels, it will work fine, because it's gonna distribute the weight, and maybe it's gonna be around here, right? It's not gonna be completely collapsed unless it's on a position of hill climb, but for me that's collapsing too much. Like I don't like my tires to collapse so much. Now the other thing to note though is that the side strength is still there. Like look how it's holding the 5 pounds. Like it's not collapsing. So the side support still remains, even though if it's super soft, still super strong on the sides, and that's again is because how it's designed. There's no compression like that, but if you put it there, totally collapse. If you put it the other way, it keeps the shape perfectly. So yeah, just showing you guys what you can do depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking that super soft, like Three Brothers insert, then Ninja Tech is needed. You can make it happen with Ninja Tech 0.3 millimeter nozzle, and you will get this soft. And if you're not getting this soft, it's because there's something wrong in your settings or in your flow, so you need to just adjust your printer. If you guys have a heavier rig, let's say 7 pounds, and you think like me that you just want the outer layer to collapse and everything else to stay very firm, to have a really good support on side hill or climbing, then 0.3 with 95A works really well. The problem with this one is, as we've said in the past, that's temperature sensitive. So when you're in icy conditions, this will become stiffer, a lot stiffer. For that, the solution then is moving again from Ninja Tech 85A. This is not temp sensitive. I tried them on icy conditions. I put them in the fridge, and they don't change how soft they are depending on temperature. They don't react. They don't change the softness based on temperature. So if you're running, let's say, on a very cold weather year long, probably you will want something like this instead of those. But again, that depends on everyone's style, what are you doing with your rig, and what do you want to get out of it. Okay, this was supposed to be a short video, but it ended up being quite a long one. Okay, folks, bye.